The rainfall is non-stop again. Did you have anything to do with this? You don't answer her question. Always thinking with your stomach, right? You should reconsider. Might save what little humanity you have left. I'm sorry, what? At least I tried. I won't have a guilty conscience by the end of this. Go back to sleep, monster. I'm sorry, what? Hi everyone! So we are going to be continuing Cooking Companions. Last time we left off, we had just had a very horrible, terrible, no good, very bad nightmare with an image of something that was on our back and would not get off, and it was very creepy and spoopy. So, with that being said, we are going to pick up right back from where we left, and let's see what the next day brings. What? Oh, that was weird. Okay. Wake up. Sorry, you were making strange noises in your... What's going on, Gregor? Did the lightning wake you up? It woke me up. I tried to fall back asleep, but it's so loud. Let's just get back to sleep and talk about this and... Everyone nods in agreement and gets back to bed. Except for you. You can't fall back asleep. You still have goosebumps from the night. Aaron's snoring is louder than a sawmill. I find it very loud and distracting. You don't sleep a wink. Everyone is now up and awake in the cabin. You hear the front door open and quickly slam shut. Anatoly sounds petrified. I looked out the door and we're completely surrounded by floodwaters. Looks like sailors take warning was the more appropriate for today. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow? You can't steal a big guy's optimism, Karen. Why the hell not? That's all he has going for him. He's also good at chopping wood, though. Haha! Knock it off, you two. Mariah, do you think it'll clear up tomorrow? I give it a 27% chance of clearing up tomorrow. Based on what? I was bored stiff, so I read a book on local precipitation levels for the last 20 years in the living room. Sounds like you're stealing Anatoly's thunder. Anatoly, you're a book nerd, right? Why didn't you read it? Ick. Couldn't make it past the cover. Is that right? Yes? That bookshelf has some great books on artisan crafting and natural sciences. Why let them sit there gathering dust? How did you arrive at 27% chance of it clearing up tomorrow? It's easy. Take the time of the year, multiply it by the factor of... Mariah begins to explain the meteorology to you. She isn't dumbing any of this down. It's similar to where... For the first thing you need to understand, minutes of explanation feel like hours. You look over at Anatoly. He's listening intently to Mariah. So intently, he hasn't blinked yet. You can see his eyes drying up. A tear rolls down one of his cheeks. This is brutal to watch. Mariah finally wraps up her lecture. She ends with a bow. Nobody claps. Tough crowd. Mariah, that was awe-inspiring. You lost me in a few minutes in, but it's okay. I didn't understand a word of it. Haha. Yeah. Anatoly turns to you. Anyway, there's no telling how long this will last. We can't leave the cabin until these floodwaters stop. I know our food situation is a little tight, but I know you'll make the right decisions. I believe in you. Me too. It looks like we have enough leftover berries for more bread and raspberry jam. I'll pass on the jam, just give me more crusty bread. Everyone laughs. Except for you. With everyone stranded in the cabin, you need to keep everyone fed and happy. You sneak out into the kitchen while everyone's still talking. You get out some crusty bread and get to work on making some more jam. With the kitchen to yourself, you decide to check on the chompettes.
Hello!
Hello! Don't worry, as leader of the chompettes, I'll make sure none of the humans know about us.
Onion!
That big guy would try eating me like an apple, so I definitely don't tell them about us. Are your plans going alright? Got another cornbread classic for you. Did you hear about the bread maker's bakery burning down? No. Her business is now toast. Ha! That one's been done to death. Do you know how raspberries and milk were introduced? You tell her no.
Raspberry!
Raspberry milkshake. You let out an audible groan. Did cornbread teach you that one? Nope. Wasted an entire day thinking about that terrible pun. Well, it was well worth the time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you'll win with the annual Chompette comedy competition this year.
Raspberry!
Of course.
Onion!
Not while I'm here. I won't choke on the stage this year. Isn't that every year, Bread? We still talk about that closing line, Bread. You're going to do great this year. Anyways, don't even think of eating us if you're hungry. Chompettes stick together through thick and thin.
Raspberry!
Rain or shine. Feast and famine. Tato, I swear to God, if you repeat the line, or we're looking you up again. Life or death. That's right. Chompettes, move out. Oh my God. The Chompettes somehow manage to close a door on themselves. You bring the crusty bread and jam to the living room. Karen interrupts you as you bring in the food. Took you long enough. Karen looks at the 2 slices of bread left and the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on these last 2 slices of bread. Karen is right. What the hell is the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for the 5 of us? Wait, we can't throw this bread away. It's all we have left. Gregor's right. Anatoly, will mold spores give us food poisoning? I'm, no scientist. Sorry. Let's pick off as much mold as we can. We can't leave with the floodwaters, so this will have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping apart their piece like a pack of wolves. Gregor seems to unhinge his jaw and eat it in one bite. He looks like a duck eating bread. Thanks again. Bread and jam isn't much of a meal, but it's more than we had when we left Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. But until the storm is over, nobody should leave the cabin. Should clear up if we just give it a chance. Anatoly, where are you getting that information from? One of the books on the bookshelf about the climate here. You're illiterate, so that definitely is a lie. Ick. I've seen him reading. Little guy's been studying. I'm serious. He pretends to read those books because he wants us to think he's smart. But I can tell he's just staring at the page, faking it. What do you think? Anatoly doesn't know his weather conditions from a hole in the ground. Karen is correct. Anatoly can read. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. I'll do this one. Yeah. You're funny. I keep pretending with those books, Anatoly. Brutal, Karen. I found an old picture book in the living room, Anatoly. Let me know if you want a small fry. Karen! Karen smiles at you. I guess let's call it a day. Yeah, sure. Everyone shuffles off to their sleeping areas. 6 minutes later. I'm glad you called out Anatoly's bluff. You continue to impress? It's a shame Anatoly is sleeping in the same bedroom. I should have never let him be the one to share with me. But what if it was just me and you? I'm sure we could study and squeeze a few novels in for bed. What? What? You nod. Well, we'll have to see if we can kick him out at some point, right? Oh, you'll have to tell me about that anatomization on the books. What? Anatomization on the bookshelf? Really cool pictures in there. Karen looks like she has a crush on you. Let me know if you're ever free for a lesson. Okay. Karen walks away looking very happy. You are definitely sure Karen will remember that. Oh, that's great. Great. Okay. You get ready for bed and put a blanket on. You go to sleep very hungry. What is up with this? Okay, so it's day 4. You don't dream that entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up. And that's how fast a deer could run if startled. Whoa. Incredible. Impressive. Yawn. I wish we had a deer here. With the food getting lower, let's just skip today's meal. No. It's only for one day. Various creatures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. That doesn't make us feel any better, Anatoly. What options do we have? Our food wasn't rationed properly. Anatoly leaves, mumbling to himself. So passive-aggressive of him. Everyone goes to a separate area. Karen in the bedroom, Gregor in the living room, Mariah in the kitchen, and Anatoly in the bathroom. Who do you want to speak to? Mariah has like this look on her, and I want to know more. Oh, didn't hear you coming, haha. I was just double checking if there was any food here we might have missed. But I couldn't get the drawer open. Did you give it a try? You nod. Great. While you go do that, I'm going to get some more of reading done. You think Mariah will remember that? Oh, okay. So what happens when I get all 5 hearts? Later. You give the drawer a hard yank open.
Hello!
Hello. Is the thunderstorm keeping you up at night? You just need to roll with it. Raspberry whispers so quietly you lean over to listen to her. Talk soon. Listen me when the time comes. Anyways,
Raspberry!
please don't let the others see us.
Cabbage!
That's right, Raspberry. Part of being the chompette is secrecy. We wouldn't want those humans to overhear our meetings, now would we? You shake your head. Good. Chompette, roll on out. You shut the drawer. Aren't you guys supposed to be giving me recipe cards? Everyone looks pretty down this evening. Wish the rain would just stop. We're all doing great, but we must be almost to the end of this nightmare. I'm so hungry. Too. You are too? You wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed with a growling stomach. Wake up. What? Said. Wake up. The rainfall is non-stop again. Did you have anything to do with this? You don't answer her question. Always thinking with your stomach, right? You should reconsider. Might save what little humanity you have left. I'm sorry, what? At least I tried. I won't have a guilty conscience by the end of this. Go back to sleep, monster. I'm sorry, what? How am I a monster? You easily forget about Raspberry's conversation. You have a strange dream. The boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray. But he keeps shaking his head, calling you names. Do it. You lie down on the tray and make your body as flat as a board. You show him how it's done. His anger turns to courage, and he pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him staring back at you. You wake in a cold sweat. What the fuck? I'm sorry, what? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save. So this has been Cooking Companions. I don't understand what's going on yet. However, I feel like we're getting somewhere soon. So if you like this series and you want to see more games kind of like this, let me know with a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!